Fed up with the gambling, both too tired to sleep. So we took turns to stare out the window at the darkness.
Please mute that, whatever that is.
I think that's honey.
Good honey.
Okay, Clyde, you have to say something intelligent.
I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Is this the real game?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So is Nick moving or are they moving?
So
They're moving, and then I'm moving once they move.
Okay. All right, Matt. Let's wait for things to settle down a bit. Get some structure in this game. Nothing's happening yet.
Well, according to XG, they've played perfectly so far.
That's good. That's what you have for Matt. All right, this looks quite easy. Great draw for Cheeky.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, just a moment.
That was for honey.
Hold on a second. What just happened? You just doubled.
I don't know what happened.
5-3.
So Cheeky Boy has just doubled Max, and Max has just taken.
Are we behind?
I think was a good
behind
take.
the times. Why don't we just watch it on?
I'm watching it on Galaxy. Yeah.
Isn't it easier
The
to
double
just
two, by
watch
the
it?
way, was a blunder.
But I might have moved it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. Nick, is it
Double
not better
there.
just to watch it on Galaxy, then we can see it in real time?
Just trying to work out who. Yeah.
I mean, Matt can have XG on in the background. We don't have to have XG here.
Clyde, just focus on Galaxy.
Well, I can't see Galaxy.
Oh dear.
I'd rather see Galaxy. Must I open another? Would be better if this screen was showing Galaxy.
This is probably the world's worst commentary at this point.
No, it's going to improve. Don't worry.
It's also the world's worst transcription. Let's be honest. Completely lost the thread at the game. Yeah.
I think it might make life easier for everybody just to do it on Galaxy, and then Nick, Matt can have XG on in the back and give analysis.
Yeah, I can't do that. But without Nick sitting next to me transcribing.
All right. Well, I think.
Okay. Well, let's focus on the game, shall we?
Yeah. You guys watch the game.
Okay. Right. So I've now got Galaxy full screen, and it is Max to play 6-1. He has got a very complex-looking game here, so it's already very exciting for the crowd. Yeah,
As you come on the 5, he's got to play a 3.
Oh my goodness. It's 3-1 to play now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Now to change the dice.
I'm kind of at a loss how to play this particular game, so I'm just watching the masters until we get to something a little bit simpler. But they are playing very smoothly, so they seem to know what they're doing.
Okay, I'm just going on to Galaxy. I can't watch this thing. What's the? Can you just call the link to me, Matt?
Pull it up. Just click on Clyde. It's in the WhatsApp group. Actually,
okay.
It's not there.
It is now. It's 245-6602.
Okay, so 5-3.
Sorry,
what's the right way to play 5-3?
I'll catch up with you now.
I personally like making the point. Let's see it.
Sorry, Matt. I'm just going on to the Galaxy because I can't follow on that thing. All right, so I'm on 2. He's got to play 2-1 now, Max. Matt. Max.
Yes.
4-1. Is it now 4-1 to Cheeky Boy?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, great.
So how do you play this, Clyde? It's a very tricky position. I make the point. I'm going to make a point in front of the.
Yeah, I might bring the loose man around because you're not so worried about being hit there. You've got the anchor.
I like making a point there rather than making a back anchor. But
okay, not a problem. So, by the way, let's just talk about this potential back game. He's got here 2-5. It's got quite a lot of bite. Let's just see how it pans out.
His timing for a back game is not looking that great.
No, but it's not a back game yet. It could develop into one. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, I think that's a good play.
Okay, well, you know, Cheeky Boy could hit twice and try and build it, you know, squeeze a bit and build a few points on the outside. He didn't hit twice.
Okay, well, I think he's playing into Max's game because Max needs to slow himself down to play. He didn't have enough timing for back game. Now he certainly does.
Max has got a very, very potentially very attractive back game here. Can just improve the timing a bit. Okay, well, it's almost, well, he needs to come on the 5 would be great for him. Okay, so he'll come on the 1 and push the.
He's gonna move it, yeah. So now he's got timing to get out, hopefully.
He's got superb timing now. He's got superb timing. As you say, I think he might have played into his hands a bit there, hitting.
Yeah. In my opinion, he shouldn't have hit so many in back.
Yeah. I mean, the 1-2 with good timing is an excellent back game, and throw in the 5 to slow you down. Already the trouble's coming, but he didn't materialize. So I'd start 2 points now, or start the 4, start the 5.
I like bringing some more material to bring out because you're going to need to get some men into the outfield.
It's an interesting play. Okay, so it's trouble already.
Trouble down middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody. I'm just looking at the Galaxy screen because I couldn't. It was a bit confusing on the other one.
See, seems that Nick has got back his mojo. So we do have an XG feed.
I can see your one.
Not quite.
No, not quite. Okay.
Well,
then
I'm one move behind. I might be on it now.
Yeah. So Matt, are we going to hit here and go on with it? You don't mind being hit on the 5? If we are,
I would hit this. Actually, just so that you need to get some men out into the outfield. So it's not really so much about getting hits. It's about getting a bit of flexibility out into the outfield.
So come in, make the 3. That's exactly all you can do.
Too quick for me.
What's he going to do with this? Oh, just leaving 1 blot.
So I would bring 2 men out into the outfield here.
2 men out or 1 man all the way?
2 men. Again, what you need is flexibility because what you don't want is for your front position to punch forward or your back position to crack. So I think
now it's time to start. I'd start the 4 point.
I agree with that.
5 round the corner to give yourself a 6 to make it. That's it.
By the way, folks, this is Clyde's ultimate game. He's the expert at these particular type of games. So you have.
Well, they are quite fun when your opponent misplays them and hits and helps you with timing. So what would you do here? Eventually, you've got to get off that 5 point.
I don't think you need to right now. There's no.
Is this how many? This is how many?
No, you're not going to cube this. Can't cube here.
You don't have enough. You don't have enough ammo at the back there, and you're probably right. You don't have enough ammo, and you'll get gammon.
Thinking about it.
He is thinking about it.
Well, what's it? 75% that hit. Okay, so he's going to hit, but might be bad to hit. Could work out badly. He vacates that anchor. Probably the wrong place to hit from. You had to hit.
Yeah. I still think the hit was right.
It's probably right, but it's a bit scary because you don't. Anyway, at least he didn't double. I don't think he hasn't got enough there. What's he taking?
Well, this is a cracker of a first game. You have to admit that.
Yeah. What's going on here? Whose move is it? Still hasn't moved.
It's Max's move.
Oh, it's Max's move.
He's looking at the cube.
Yeah. Okay, what
makes the point? Got to make that point.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Wow.
Big trouble. Big
now,
trouble.
now Max is cubing to 4.
It's a very, very good double. Very good double because you'll put 2 men on the outside, and even if he rolls the 1-6,
scary take.
Too good.
No, I don't think it's too good.
No way it's too good.
No, these positions. I
There's
mean, all
only
he's got.
one.
Yeah, any one, and then it's a
No way it's
serious
too good.
situation.
It's a very good double. Right time to double.
Okay. Wow, what a great, fantastic start.
Okay, interesting. One for the back game, boys.
Yeah, so if I was to assess their PR so far, I think Max has got the lead, because I think the cheeky boy might have been a bit too aggressive in hitting, giving Max the timing that he needed to pull off that backhand.
I think the game plan, like we said earlier, was to hit 2 men and then build points on the outside. So make the 4-point. Most people play, they're just too tempted to hit against the back game.
Right. Well, cheeky boy is trying to
keep up with this one.
Okay, well, let's see what he's going to do. He's going to run out. It's just a simple hit.
Fairly straightforward so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
That's interesting. That looks like it could be a cube action to me. Certainly when you're 2 down. No?
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 at the back, so I don't blame him for not doubling. Now it's definitely a double.
Okay.
He's gained a lead. He's got some market losers.
Maybe I was a turn too early there.
The pamphlet says double here.
You were according to XG, Matt, for what it's worth.
I should be looking at XG.
Go there now. It says no double take.
It says no double now.
No, on the previous one.
Oh, previous. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
This was a take. Oh, shit, now I'm behind the player. What did you roll? 5-1.
Okay. 3-2. I don't know where you are. 3-2 has got to make the 8-point. Surely. Double 1. Excellent roll, of course.
It's just going to make the two 7 and the 5. Simple, I would have thought. Simple play. Wonder what he's looking at here. Okay.
Well, he's got to make the good old horrible double 5. And if he rolls a 2, it's pretty.
This is not my definition of horrible.
If he rolls that 2, it's pretty horrible. And now, just within 1 roll, it's swung around.
Okay, it's not the end of the world. Well, so what do we do here, Clyde?
Well, I don't think you could leave any shots. Just come in. I don't think you can afford to leave any loose men. I'd come in.
So, but aren't you playing a losing prime versus prime game?
Well, now you've got a 6. You're being hit by 6 and smaller numbers, and you can.
This is my play for sure, because I think the only way you can win is by making that point, because you're playing a prime versus prime game, and you can't bury your head in the sand about that. So
it's just difficult now. It's just difficult because you can't, unless you made that exact point. You know, the men are piling up against you now. Yeah, possibly. Okay, so what do we do here? You want to hold on to that 2.1 last time, put a man onto the bar and put a man onto the 5-point.
It's tricky. I would just play it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Yeah. Okay, so trouble's coming. Trouble's coming now. You can play this. I mean, you've just got no play left. I mean, it's surely close to a double now for White. I mean, it's very close. I mean, what's a bit, he maintains a 5 block. You got market losers hitting with 5. You got 2-1-3, 1-3-2 to make the 4-point. Got good 6s. Yeah, good double. Okay.
Exit.
Right. So just make the 3-point solid from the back.
By the way, XG agrees with that cube.
Yeah.
So that's a beautifully timed cube.
Yeah, excellent cube. Excellent cube. I mean, it's just a timing cube, timing situation where you just had no timing left. That's
Max
a good comeback.
does have.
Good comeback roll.
That's an amazingly good number.
Yeah. Now you surely got to run with a 6, eh?
What else have you got to do with this?
Nothing. No, what I mean, you can't play any other 6. I can't see.
I think that's the only play. It's you don't want to do it, but you have to.
Yeah. You know, the good news is if he does come on your head and close you out, then you probably won't escape as well. So, you know, you can't do everything in this position.
You think he's thinking about here? 2, 5, 3.
He's probably thinking about the hit as a tempo. I think he's thinking about the hits as a tempo because maybe the opponent dances.
I can't see how the hit can be right when you've got 2 men stuck. You need 6s out.
I think he's thinking about 6-4, 2. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like that play because now he's got good 3s and good 1s. Yeah, I didn't like that play. We'll see afterwards. I would have come out with a 6.
We don't have to see afterwards because Nick is transcribing. It's a blunder.
Oh, is it? Yeah, okay.
The correct play is the come out.
Yeah.
So we were right.
I just thought this gives him too many numbers.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you, Clyde, for once.
Thank you.
Only time in this match I'm going to agree. Wow.
Yeah.
That is. I didn't like that cube at all. But
well, he gave him, 20 good numbers. 3s and 1s were all good, pretty much. It wasn't, it was an opportunistic double. It came in at the right time.
No, well, XG didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
And so, in other words, the modern era beats the 70s in this case.
No, I concede to that. But I'm saying if there was one time you took a window, it was there. And I think Max kind of, in a way, by playing the wrong 6, I think he opened the door to that.
Well, this is going to be a disappointingly short match. Just as we were starting to get our mojo, our commenting. Okay, well, maybe there's some. No. It looked like the only play to me. I couldn't see anything else.
It's getting pretty ugly now. Yeah, the good old 2-point strikes again.
5 is forced.
5 is forced, and the 2. I'd slot the 5. What else are you going to do? Do you want to lift the?
No. It looks obvious, but you haven't got anything to close it with. But it looks pretty obvious. I don't know what else we can do. Unless
he's he knows what he has to do, but he just hasn't got the.
From a point of view of how you're going to close it next time, you might leave some horrendous numbers.
I suppose the 3-1 is not a bad option because there are more numbers that close next turn, and maybe that's the issue. But I would think
the outrageous 6-4 might even be a play because then you've cleared the.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, as bad as it looks, it might be better for the next roll. Okay. Anyway, I won't.
This is my play because
probably right.
If you can close it next turn, then you've actually also protected yourself against a threat.
Anyway,
it is right.
It's just going from bad to worse here.
Well, in a way, it's cleared that point now. Okay, got hit, but. Yeah, the 2 points got a lot of bite, especially with all those men behind the anchor. Once again, just shows that it weakens you too much. So what's he thinking of here?
He's thinking of bringing the 6 out from the...
he's thinking of both.
Considering the recube, Dirk.
That's going to be an unlikely number to turn, I imagine. If we see that one, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. He played the wrong 6-3 there for what it's worth, according to XG.
I like the other 6-3.
Yeah, there wasn't much point in waiting at the back because you're going to come into the 6, you're not going to leave a shot.
I wonder what he's thinking about actually only taking one of the last. Just didn't feel natural. Now he must just make the point and come forward. Just play it softly, I think. I don't see any reason to play silly buggers. Actually, he is
behind in the race.
Oh, he's behind in the race. I didn't see that. Well, then he might need to. Then he needs to keep them split. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Oh, it's wrong.
How is it?
2,
What's
1.
the correct play?
Correct play was 15-14. 5-1. Make
Okay,
the
but
point. Yeah.
Is make the point. It's to. It blocks double fours and it blocks double twos. Maybe that's the reason.
It's true. Sticking to the same philosophy.
Yeah.
This time it's right. Nope. Again.
Okay. Time to commit. What's he going to do, Matt? The front one. These shots.
I keep the. I mean, he's behind in the race, so he wants to maximize the contact zone. So he should move the front one, I think.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's probably the best. All right. So now it's D-Day.
Wow.
Hits and this could be over.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Wow.
1, 2. What a roll.
I've got to say that Dirk he's got the numbers. He's got some kind of evil mojo.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah. He has. Oh, well.
Well, it's been exciting. Now we get to see Max claw his way back from behind, potentially anyway.
Okay.
Go.
Wow.
Okay, what are you doing, Matt? Coming 4 down, 3 up?
Who's on roll? Cheeky Boy. I think that
Boy.
he's
Both down. Knocks both down.
yeah. That's not
gammon go.
That's not my play because it's the gammon.
Gammon
I
go.
like-
It's the gammon go play, so it's more volatile and it's loses more games, wins more gammons. So I would have thought that it's not the right play, but XG seems to think it's okay.
It's not that bad. What's he going to do? Make the bar now?
Let's make the bar.
I'll tell you. It's not a huge difference in the 4-3 plays.
Fourth word.
It's technically not the correct play. Why is it not showing us on the screen the errors? Nick, can you make it show them?
You not see it on the
Good,
left
Nat.
there?
No, can't see colors.
What's wrong, Matt?
If it's a major error, it will show it. Otherwise, if I click on it, it shows it there.
Can't you show? Okay, well,
It'll show the blunders.
if we've got a
What's
moment,
going on? He's got to play 4-3. Played it like that.
I want to see the errors as well as the blunders, but that's okay. If we can't do it, we can't do it.
Could have duplicated 2s there, 4-3. Anyway, chose not to pile them up. So what do you do now, mate? Make the 4 point, yeah. Gets hit on the outside.
Okay. Now it's just going to come in and close the point.
Yeah. I didn't understand his 6-3 earlier, not to make the bar. Didn't look right, but maybe it was.
Nope.
It wasn't right.
Wasn't right.
The 3 point was right, actually.
Okay. All right, so what do we do here? Make the 3 point?
How far are we after the hits? We're ahead in this race. Do we not just play it? It was an interesting
Well,
play.
there's
Okay, I like that
stronger
play.
board's got to be right. If his contact he's got blots all over the place, he's got no board. Yeah, this is a guaranteed cheeky boy double. Stronger board, striking at blots.
Well, you say that, but he's miles ahead in the match. You know, you've got to be quite careful with cues here.
Yeah, of course, it's a consideration, but I think it's a solid double. you buy time. There's a bit of duplication, but you've always got the strong board to protect you.
At this match, it must be a take, and it must be a take. Surely, no. Okay.
Well, you take and you want to give it back, and I don't know. You're firing down the barrel a bit there.
Even so, I mean, he's got to somehow win. What was the situation there, Nick? If we look at the was that cube a take?
I actually had the score wrong, unfortunately, so I couldn't put in. Thought it wasn't Crawford.
You know, 8's a big difference to 9. I don't know. I think it was the right cube action. What's he going to do now? Yeah, that was probably the best play. Start 2 points.
Just make it 4
from the midpoint. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going back to the last game, I think it was a solid double, even at that score. Not at 9-0, but at 8-0. At 8-2, certainly it's a big difference. You're very happy to take that point, and if he wants to take and redouble, you're very happy as well. This is a mess, this roll.
Yeah. I don't know what to say here.
Well, I mean, if it was any other score, I would say double, but not at this score. Because that man on the 2-point is so bad. But I guess you're just going to run and escape the man on the other 4-point. There's no point in hanging around there.
Or potentially hits on the 2-point. That's what he's thinking about.
No, that's the only way to lose this. You know, you want him on the 2-point, don't you? Don't you want him on the 2-point? Just safety the spare man, and he's very awkward on that 2-point, especially at 9-2 up in this match. Why would you want to take risks like that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not very far ahead in the race.
No, but I mean, any hit, that's the thing about the 2-point. You roll a number like 6-5, it's a mess. You can't get off there.
There was a cube there, actually.
Yeah, but not at the score.
Oh, there was, according to...
at the score?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the point is, I mean, there's no need to take any risks hitting on the 2-point. It is exactly where you want him, and things can go wrong and volatile.
There was a bad 6-5. What did they do with the 6-5? And this was a blunder not to cube.
A blunder not to cube, huh? Okay. All right, so what do we do? Make the 3-point? Why did he make the 3-point?
They're in a race, I think.
Yeah, well, he wasn't in the race yet. He might not have escaped that. He might not have escaped the double 2. Got stuck with that man. Okay, now it's a proper race. He needs it.
Oh.
What did Dirk roll there? 5.
Yeah, 6-5.
6-5, yeah.
Yes.
No, he basically needs to be past the post to double this at this score.
They've gone too fast, yeah.
Yeah, they're going.
Let's go back to the...
I think they've forgotten about you, Nick.
That's all right.
Wow, Max just rolled a double 6.
Oh, wow.
This could be a cube, surely. This must be a cube,
Must be, you have to cube this at the score as well.
Well, it's a massive cube anyway. I think it's a pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Even for money, this is a massive cube and probably a pass.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well done. He's back in a little bit. He's going for the slot, aggressive slot. And
so Max is playing a gammonish kind of game because he needs to get double points. So,
exactly,
so
because
his strategy is to cube early and to win a gammon. Then he'll
not necessarily cube early, but you don't mind mixing it. I mean, you'll cube when it's volatile, when it could
yes.
swing in his favor.
So as soon as it becomes a little bit gammonish, then you want to cube.
Yeah, as soon as there's a sniff of a gammon, exactly. Yeah. What's he going to do? Make the 5. And swing
Yes.
the 2 round.
Yeah.
Swing the 2 round to the 11 point.
24-22.
24-22.
That splits your back markers. The
I don't
two.
like the splits. I like bringing some men into the zone because you want to play aggressively for gammon.
Make the 5, make the 11. That's me.
That's
As you
my
said,
play as well.
I'd also keep that anchor because even though it's only on the 1 point, it's still an anchor and you can be aggressive.
It makes us thinking about making the 3 point, which is an interesting play if you're going for gammon.
Oh, the 3 point was right.
Okay.
Okay.
I missed here.
So now I think he needs to. Okay. Now I think it's probably right to split. Do the major splits to the 21 point. Yeah, that's the correct play.
Well, walked into that, but it's fine. I agree with you. Oh, now there's trouble. Going to split up. Surely come up 3 with a back and 6 to 4.
Well, it's between that and making the 8 point.
Surely you've got to take the chance to move up now.
I don't think you've got a very good chance.
There was a cube before this, interesting.
Max's cube. Yeah, he needs to be getting that cube out aggressively. Like there's plenty of.
CHEEKYBOY apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Okay, what does he do here? I suppose you've got to hit. You've got to make that 4 point to keep slow him down. There's not too many numbers.
Yeah, you want to, and then you want to. What do you do with the last one?
The last one's a bit. That's all you can. Well, you could have done that, but I think it's. I was just about to say it's valuable to keep that 8 point.
So now I think that Dirk wants to. Dirk also wants a gammon, so hitting is probably the way to go.
Well, it's the right play anyway. You've got too much firing at you the other way. So 1 is going to start the 2. Very interesting game. Swinging.
I think
got a solid board now, Max. I mean, CHEEKYBOY.
We want to close with 1 and bring the.
That's all. I see you want to bring the 3 round. I think your priority is to run with that back man. You don't want to necessarily have loose men around, but now you've got to bring it 2 round the corner, surely. All the way.
Haven't got anything else?
No, surely. All the way.
It's risky.
Well, what can you do? It's still an asset. There you go. It gets hit. Off hindsight, you could have left it back 1. Okay, that's a great 3, and now we bring the Pac-Man 6 down.
Yes.
And it's got a good 6 anyway, so.
There's a double for Max? What do you think?
Well, it's an easy take, surely. So the score especially, so, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you see, the problem for Max is that he hasn't got a gammon anymore because CHEEKYBOY's got that anchor in his board. So I don't think it's a cube. He wants to cube in positions where he kills CHEEKYBOY's gammon and he maximizes his own gammon. This isn't quite that.
You'll take the 2 points. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's possible it was a gammon, Nick.
No, it wasn't a cube. I was just wondering because he was thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
He's thinking again. Now he doubles.
Okay. I think.
Well, it's a clever double in a way. I mean, you got a chance to get straight back in.
Well, there's definitely a gammon risk as well because he's got 3 men back and 1 on the roof, and this is how you get back into this match.
Yeah, it was a good double.
Well, that changes things.
Okay, what does he do now? If he starts piling up onto that 2 point, is he going to be in trouble?
Just runs from the back. And then one on to the 2. That's
One
what
on
we can
to the
do.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 men behind the anchor. It's not going to be great if he comes on. It's going to be hard for him to clear. Can't do much else. Don't know what he's thinking of.
I think he's thinking of potentially pre-clearing the midpoint.
6 point. Ah. Well, not too.
Cheeky boy is being cheeky.
Got to live up to his namesake.
Yeah.
It was a double take for what it's worth.
Okay.
Max with 17% gammon.
Okay. There you go. He's thinking of the pre-clear.
So can you explain the pre-clear for the beginners?
Yeah, so essentially what Max's problem is bringing home his checkers. So what he's thinking about doing is taking the opportunity while Cheeky Boy's on the roof, on the bar, to clear his midpoint. But he decided against that play, playing a more conventional number. Might try and do the same thing now. So in other words, he might leave a blot on the midpoint just to clear that number, or bring them both down. Either way.
Well, bring them both down. It's the same amount of shots, but you get the pain over with. It's surely got to be right to bring them both down. Otherwise, if you come one all the way, you're putting it onto a bad spot. You're leaving a 3-1 instead of a 3-4.
Okay, well, Max is looking strong here.
I've just
essentially win 4 points.
Oh, it's back. Yeah, that was a certain play.
This is a tricky play. What do you do?
What did he roll? 5-1?
Yeah.
Well, what can you do? Just got to bury that.
Yeah.
You didn't bury it. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was.
I also thought so for a minute. Okay. Well, he'll have his last glimmer of. He'll get a shot of some sort. There you go. There's the shot. No, it's not.
Yes, he clears the 6.
He could have cleared the 6, but it's probably better they didn't. 5-1. Well, he stole some points here. It was a good double.
It's not over yet.
Well,
the fat lady has not yet.
Hasn't sung yet.
She's started to clear her throat, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly not over. Oops, here comes the horror. 6-3.
Okay, exciting stuff.
Lucky it wasn't a double shot. If there wasn't a spare on the 4, it would have been a double shot. So, okay, he's got to come start the bar probably. No,
okay, didn't hit.
Okay.
So he's going to bring it 2 forward and 1 off. And I'd say that there's still a very reasonable chance of a gammon here.
Yeah.
Dirk has got a lot of catching up to do with the PR because his first match was a bit wobbly. Another shot.
Forgot about that.
Again? Does this count as a falcon?
No, a falcon. A double falcon. You have to play into a shot, not away from a shot. Okay, he's going to have to be lucky to get the gammon now, I think.
Yeah.
It's like Cheeky Boy saved it, unless he gets, if he gets
one double.
Nice little double now, which can happen.
One double. One double.
Here it is, any double.
Except double 1.
Double 1.
Okay, he's back in.
Okay. Nice.
So in that last
So-
game, Max played a 2.79, Dirk played a 6.78.
Wow, 2.79. The guy's a machine. He's a machine. We are not worthy. We are not worthy.
Nice of them to
Okay, so now this
say the
is
thought.
this is the only one where it's correct to double hit, with the only opening number where it's correct to double hit or reply.
Yeah.
When you've got a 4-1 in that particular configuration. So Max knows this, of course, because he knows everything.
Do you
Right,
cover
what's-
or leave it?
What's the game plan? I definitely don't cover. I wouldn't cover.
Yeah, you just do the normal thing. I think you just go
Okay.
13 to 7, 24 to 18. Okay, Max seems to think it might be more interesting than that. Possibly because he's going for gammon.
Yeah, that's
Might
true.
do. He might want to play.
And 2 out. Yeah, look, it might win you an occasional more gammon, but it's a very awkward play.
It doesn't seem natural. I know that you would never do this in the 70s, Clyde, but
No, definitely.
we're now
Yeah, I
many
know
years
we've moved
beyond
on,
that
yeah.
point.
But still, it looks pretty ugly. Let's see what it does. He's obviously thinking about it.
He's definitely thinking about it.
Dirk is trying his best to distract him.
It's
They're
working, I think.
trying to do a deal. That's why the sound is down. So what's he really going to contemplate here? Surely making the bar, both bars, gives you a chance to win a gammon at some point anyway. If he hits the one, it's got no consequence.
Yeah, I don't think there's any merits. It's worth thinking about, though. It's just so that you don't play like by rote. But
now, if you hit the one, you could be doing him a favor. That one is wasted.
no, I don't agree with this kind of logic.
Well,
No.
look at the scores of the game. I mean, Max is looking just for a lot of contact.
No, this equalizes the pip count. You can't do anything else. Doing anything else, you're hopelessly marooned in the 70s. I'm not even sure in the 70s they would have done that.
All right. Well,
Crashing.
from a point of view of, he's trying to play solidly, making it anchor. I don't think it would have been that bad, but we'll I
Oh,
concede.
I'm so far behind now. What did I miss?
Yeah.
What happened after the 4-1?
It's 4-2. You've got 5-2. It should be 4-2.
But back one move, how did he come off the bar?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
He came down.
Sorry,
He came down with a 3. Yeah, so it was 5. I think he came in. No, I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Sorry, I missed that, Nick. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we doing now? I was going to say make that 3-point, leaving double shot there. So he
That's
hits
a very
and makes.
interesting play.
Okay, well, that's a power roll. Make
Do you
the
double
5
hit
point.
this? Make the 5-point.
No, you don't
No
double
double
hit.
hit. Yeah.
You don't double hit, no. You can't double hit. You can't make the point and double hit.
No, you can't make the
You
point.
can come in,
You can't
yeah.
double hit.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is so strong. All right, so surely you've got to come from the back with a 2 and then 5 down. Yeah, exactly right. Otherwise, you can't play off that anchor. Four, 2, start, probably start the 2-point.
There's very little else you can do, I think.
You can come out, but because there's some merit in trying to be hit from the 11-point, then he's breaking that block. It's not that risky. It's not that risky. Just saying, it's not that risky to be hit if you were.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're 20 pips ahead in the race, you just want to race. You actually just want to
But
minimize contact.
there's a lot of anchors blocking. It's not exactly a plain sailing race, this.
Well, going to the 2 point is an error. Just click back on that one, Nick. Let's take a look at this. He likes your play, Mr. XG. Client, so
He likes to come out. Yeah, I just thought, once you've got the anchor, it's not risky at all to come out.
Yes, it's a good point. It's a very good point. So for those listening, you can be a lot more aggressive if you have an anchor in your opponent's board.
That's what the anchor's for. It's an attacking anchor as well. So what do we do now? Do we come down and make the 10 point and then make the 2 point maybe? And yeah, that's what it was the most positive play.
Again, you can do it because you've got the anchor and he's got a blot in his board. He's only got a 2 point board with a blot and you've got an anchor.
It's more positive to make that 2 point than to pile up anyway. And also, if he does hit you, he's got to vacate one of those anchors.
What was that? 5-2.
18-11.
Interesting.
Okay. Six, 2. Pretty awful roll, huh?
Shocking.
It's a shocker. What do we do with the shocker? I suppose you just make the 1 point, client.
Oh, it's horrific.
Silly buggers.
Yeah.
What else have you got? I don't even know what he's looking at. Okay.
I don't think this. I think it's got to be the worst roll of the match so far.
Okay, it's funny.
No, honestly, I mean, it's an absolutely awful roll. It's just destroyed you in one swoop. You're doing well up to there.
I wouldn't say destroyed. You've got one burn man.
You've got six men. You've got 6 men behind the anchor. That's
looking on the bright side, you do have a 30 pip lead or thereabouts.
Yeah, but that's where it becomes a bit. You haven't got the firepower. You've got 6 men burnt behind the anchor, and you can't revive those men. So it's big trouble. Big trouble. Max has got complete control here. Outfield. 6-3 surely. Going to hit. You don't even have to hit. You can just make that. You can just make that 4 point. Because if you hit,
I think you want to hit. Why not?
Well, first of all, you've got to break something. If you hit, you've got to break the bar, and then you've got to get off that anchor.
So I agree that it's not absolutely imperative to do it now because you're almost certain to have another chance at it. I agree. I'm agreeing with you, client. I'm thinking that maybe the right play is just to play from the midpoint and close.
All the way. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's some great shots. I mean, well, what's great? Double 5. If you come out with a 5 or a 4, then you might not save the other man. You might burn that man. Things are going well for you. I mean, instinctively, I wouldn't hit you. Because you've got to break some of your structure, whatever you do.
It's often the case that you see a blot and you just go for it. But I agree with you in this case. It's probably not the right time to do it. You've got all the time in the world to do it because the opponent is now completely forced, basically, to play either crunch his board or come forward into your.
If you hit, you've got to close the 4. Then you leave 7s.
Urban is sweating on this one. He wants to call Amir to help him.
I don't know. You leave 6 numbers to hit after the hit play. It doesn't look good to me. And then even if he comes on after the hit, then he's got to clear the 11 point. I think I'll go for the close of the 4 point.
Okay, he played it.
Whoops, what a roll. Were we correct there, Nick?
Yeah, quite
Okay,
correct.
well, that's
Easily.
excellent.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice when that happens.
And Max
Yeah,
also
yeah.
played the correct play. He was obviously
it
listening
took-
to this commentary.
It took him longer than us.
I think they call it OTB.
Yeah,
See, now he's saying you should have hit.
Yeah, sure.
After the double four, you should have hit, of course.
yeah,
But
of course, yeah.
hindsight is 2020, as they say.
Just a bad joke. Okay, so 5-2. Well,
It's a little
fives are-
awkward.
fives
He's
are
going to
not
have to
good.
bring it into range.
Oh, I don't know if I would have done that. I think I would have
Wow,
left a direct
strange.
shot. Can you check?
Strange.
I would not have broken that board.
Yeah, no, 69 was better.
Yeah. Again, he's got the stronger board and he's got the anchor. So this speaks to McGreal back in the 70s.
Yeah, that just looked so
indicated
wrong
the criteria for safe versus bold play.
Yeah, and also that's true, but also it's actually risky for White to hit that loose man if Blue's got the 5-point board all the time.
Yeah, well, that's the point.
White had a broken board. Yeah, that was an error. What's he going to do? Make the 3-point? Yeah, that's it. Well, he'll safety that, and he'll. I don't know if he wants to pick up that man on the 3. He didn't pick it up. Here we go.
Wow. He doesn't really want to run with both, does he? Does he want to keep one back? A little Turkish policeman. How about the Turkish policeman?
Yeah, I think it's the right play to keep him back.
I like the Turkish
24
policeman.
pips. Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. He can't hit you except for the double one.
Well, there's a blot on the 3-point, and
that's exactly
he's
why.
behind in the race. Yeah.
I agree. It's a no-brainer. But you're not that far behind. But
6
you're
pips
behind.
after the move.
Exactly. You're not that far behind. You've got a better structure. Plus, Blue's got some wastage on the 1 and 2. So
what are you saying? Are you saying race, or are you saying?
No, I'm not saying race. I'm saying I agree with you. But
okay.
Even though you're not going full on into the race, you're not far behind in the race. And
Max has had some very hard decisions, I must say.
This is not that hard. I can't see why this is. If you just go for the straight race, then you're cutting your other options down. Surely you've just got to go with one and make that beautiful point and just wait. And let him roll some bad numbers. I can't possibly see how it could not be right to do that. If you go all the way, it's all eggs in one basket.
Come on, guys, Max is calling me. Sorry, Max, I can't help you here. Yeah, good luck.
What did
try.
you just do? That was a bizarre play, wasn't it? If you're going to run, why not? I suppose he's trying to do a little bit of both there. Really don't like that play.
Now he's thinking it.
No.
Leaving alone, checker.
Okay, well, that was a blunder. Try and take a look at that one. Let's see.
Yeah, no, you were right. Turkish policeman.
Turkish policeman.
Yeah, there just didn't seem any logic in going out with both men. I mean, he might
Very surprised. Very surprised at Max. Okay, well, he's going for it. I think he has to. I like this cube. He's 5 pips ahead, and Blue's got a hole on his 4-point. The 4-point never closes itself, so it's a bad place to have a gap. So I like this cube.
And at the match score, it's a right cube as well. And there's still.
Wow.
You're more than 5 pips ahead in terms of, realistically, I mean, with all those men on the 1 point as well.
So look at the PR. It's starting to equalize here. Hey?
I don't know if that's accurate, must be honest.
Okay.
Keeps changing the score.
What's he going to hit with a spare,
Was that the PR for the last game, or is it the PR cumulative?
I think for the last game, but stands to be corrected. Because I don't know why it suddenly thought the score was 3-5 there, so it might not have been taking into account the proper score, some of those decisions.
What a roll, this.
That's a gorgeous number. What do you do with the last run? Do you just
You just no,
you
two
split?
out. Well, you make
No, not 2 out. I like making the 7 point, closing the 5, and then bringing 1 out, and just trying to decide which
so
one.
you make
Yeah,
the,
that's the one. I like that play. That's my play.
okay. I was going to come to his bar, but maybe you're right with that play.
Remember, Max wants the gammon. So, ooh, wow, that's a good gammon saving. Anchor.
Well, having said that he wants the gammon, a win takes him to 7 points. That's 4 away. So that's a gammon away from the match.
No, you're right. Actually, doesn't need the gammon as much in this particular game.
Yeah. Okay, so midpoint and 4 point. He's 4 point.
Now I think he wants the gammon. What do you say?
Well, of course he wants it, but it's not. You know, it's still an even number. Of course he wants it to Crawford. This is interesting. Maybe let's try and force a back game. Yeah, I don't know about hitting on that one.
No, that's weak Tiger. Weak Tiger. Now he's going to get punished.
Well, now what does he do? Go back into a back game and hit on the 4. No,
this is not a back game. There's only 20 pips difference.
No, it was not a back game yet, but back game points. Yeah, this is a bit messy. 4-3.
That was for Matt. He's talking about the double Tiger, I think.
Yeah. What does he do here, Matt?
4-3.
Oh, that was a mess.
What else are you going to do with it, though?
No, I'm just saying it's pretty awful, Rob. He's got to, so he's got to make the 9 point now, surely?
Yes, he must absolutely make the 9 points. It's a lovely, lovely number.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
Max is looking very, very strong now to secure the gammon. Because this is a prime versus prime situation, and Max's prime is much stronger.
Much stronger, yeah. Would you run all the way from the 4 anchor, run all the way with the back man? Yeah,
yes.
That's what he did. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to squeeze now. Blue doesn't have enough play.
Blue doesn't have the timing for a back game, and he's looking very, very scary. I think, wow, that's an interesting play. So now he's trying to create some timing for himself.
Well, it makes sense. But to do that. But maybe he just should hit one and not both.
Yeah, so I think maybe hit the outside one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hit 2 men there. I definitely wouldn't have hit 2 men there. You're playing right directly into his hands. I mean, you're going to win a gammon anyway.
I agree with you, actually.
I think that was a massive error to hit 2 men.
Well, it's apparently not a massive error, but I think it was an error.
Well, I mean, you're just playing into.
No, it was right. The bot likes it. Bot likes it. It increases the gammon from 21% to 32%. That's why. I mean, Max needs the gammon. So.
Yeah, you could still get maybe you're right. I don't know.
He actually reduces his win chance by 4%. But he increases his gammon by 10%. And obviously, this match score that's critical consideration.
Okay, fair enough. So he makes, what does he do now? Make the 2 point. I think actually what he did was right. It's not about points here. It's about distribution and not leaving numbers. But Matt, surely, never mind the XG likes it, but by hitting, you just allow Blue to maintain his board, which is just blown now. But
so again, he does reduce his win chance by 4%, which is significant. So ordinarily you wouldn't do it, but when you increase your gammon by that much, it's worth it, especially at this match score.
Yeah, okay. So now he's got to go with it. Yeah, he's had to go with the front men. Now, as we know, Matt, with an anchor, with a man in front, with a square in front of the anchor, open, it's very vulnerable for white.
Yeah, it's not looking good anymore.
Okay.
Um,
So you must leave those men on the 3-point. Okay.
he's,
They're playing too quick.
Make the bar.
I think they've forgotten they're supposed to be casual.
Why is he doing that? I don't understand that play. If he got a shot there, wouldn't you want to have the bar rather? No, he's destroyed his board. He gets
Who's
it.
this? Is this Cheeky Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like either of their play.
It was a terrible play that, because it doesn't really help you. You're not going to win the race. And he's just playing it.
I think in your honor, Clyde, they've been playing like real 70s backgammon here. I mean, all of these have been these crazy.
No, I would never have done that.
Back games.
I mean,
I'm not saying they're playing 70s. I'm just saying that the type of backgammon that's happening is 70s.
But the point is, when you're waiting for a shot like this, it doesn't make any. Okay, now you've got to go, but it doesn't make any sense to just put men in. It just doesn't make sense to put men in, because if you get the shot, you want to be able to win the game. Then the board had collapsed.
So XG agrees with you. It wasn't right.
You've got to have some faith in your game. You know, if you're playing an anchor, it's the only way you can win the game is by getting a shot. It doesn't help to mess up your board. Anyway, we have to fight another battle.
Well, it's an exciting match.
Yeah.
I mean, interestingly, from a strategic perspective, it actually made sense for Max to throw this particular match because he had an incredibly good PR, and his PR is being mercilessly destroyed every game here. So he might still end up losing and then lose the PR battle as well as a result, playing on.
That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, yeah. Okay, right. Here we go, 8, 9.
It is now, certainly Max has been staging quite an impressive cutback.
Yeah, a bit of self-destruction from Cheeky Boy, but...
that's just a straight hit?
Yeah, straight hit. So Nick, can you tell at the moment who's ahead on the performance?
Sadly not.
You can't tell.
No,
I think
I've missed too many of their moves because they're too quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a lag. It makes it exciting for the audience. We can wait and see.
See, so even here I'm behind.
Potential beautiful back game coming up.
Okay, so now he must attack on the 5 points.
Most definitely.
And I would actually bring another checker down. Actually, no, he can't. Sorry, he's on the roof. So he's going to come in and attack. Wow, he didn't attack. That's interesting.
Am I behind? Are we 4-3 for what?
Yes.
4-3.
I would have attacked, but maybe he was thinking that he didn't have enough in the zone. He only has 9 in the zone. So a strong attack is 10 checkers in the zone. The zone is the outfield and the infield. So you count the number of blue checkers. You can see that there's 9 if you include the 2 checkers that he has on the 8 point.
Oof, it was a bad entry failure. Double 4 straight forward 5 point. This is looking gloomy. Oh, double 3 comes to save it with a brilliant double 3.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And Houdini.
A few back games. Well, 1-3 would have been sufficient, but double 3.
Well, it makes it exciting for the audience anyway.
Yeah.
Who's on roll here?
It's blue. Now, Cheeky Boy, he obliges Max again by hitting. Let's see. I mean, maybe he didn't have many choices in that position, but it's.
I think he didn't really have much option there, to be honest.
That's possible, yeah, but it still plays into his hands. He's got the good old 1-3 back game. Not bad timing.
Pretty good timing.
Well, so we should come out with that 6, yeah, correct.
I think both players have not been playing quite their apex in this match. But they have been very complex games. There've hardly been any straight races. There've been like a large amount of contact and complex backgammon games and so on. Not the normal style for modern backgammon player. Perhaps if you were born when Clyde was born, back in the 1800s.
Okay, let's see.
That 6-1 was quite an error. That's worth.
Yeah. Double 4. Okay.
Wow, that's interesting.
2-1. Well, what if you block double 5s? It could be turn it into a catastrophe. Okay, 6-3. It's going to hit and block.
Do you want to hit? You don't want to hit.
I don't think he's. I think he's going to do that.
He shouldn't hit, sir. I think he should just make the point.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think you should just make the point. But it does give a lot of comeback shots. Okay, they did.
You want comeback shots. The more comeback shots you have, the more your timing.
This is an absolute wonderful back game now. Makes the 4 point.
Interestingly, the hit was right, but with 3, Peter says
Really?
8-5, bringing in the
Okay.
8-5.
Sometimes the hit's right if you can hit and enforce those points on the outside. But
Interesting.
okay, now it's given him play. 5-2's got to run out with the front man. So timing he's got. I don't know if it's right to leave that extra 1 to be, but anyway, he did. Now 5-4, so he's going to make the 3 point and 5 around the corner. I think it's nice to keep 3 on the 3 point.
5 out, yeah. 5 around the corner, probably.
There's a ton of play.
Doesn't really matter, I'm honest, what you do. I actually quite like getting another man out into the outfield, just in case.
This was fun. You've got tons of time. Now it's good to come out with one man all the way, yeah, like you did. And now here comes the rot steps in off the 5 point.
The rot step sets in.
Yeah.
That's just,
yeah, surely you've got to start the bar now. Start the bar and set things up.
I mean, just on a psychological level, it must be rough being in Dirk's position, because he's just been stuck on the same score. You know, it's psychologically very rough to sit there and weather this.
Max is considering the cube here. Be away.
He did double.
He's cubed already.
He's doubled.
I think you have to do it, because
I don't think. It's absolute 100%.
You cube this because you killed all of Dirk's gammons, and whenever you hit, you swing it around. So there's no, because every time you miss, you lose a gammon almost. You lose a huge number of gammons when you miss.
I don't think
so the volatility is huge.
It is definitely double shot and 2 blots.
Take or pass?
This one I'm going to pass, I think.
2s, 4s, 3s, 5s.
But you got to pass.
I think I'd pass.
You're playing good old double match point after that.
Yeah.
2 away. So the cube is going to turn very rarely in this game.
So Mr. Cheeky Boy is having a big problem against these back games. So
Yeah, here we go. DMP, here we come. So the correct strategy is for the person who has 51% or 50.05% to double. There was the slight favorite, which is in this case Max, I think, should be cubing.
Yeah.
So I think he should be cubing this turn. This is a cube. There you go. And it's a take.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously a take in this case, but you rolled a great roll. Jeez, he's rolled well.
Wow.
This is,
no.
It's grueling
That's
stuff,
incredible.
I have to say, for Cheeky Boy. I really feel sorry for him.
What you're going to do? What you're going to do with it? 6-2, run all the way.
Interesting.
I think you've got to take the opportunity to get out with one of those.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If you get hit, it's not that crucial.
I like this play.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good roll for Cheeky Boy, but bring 2 men down, but it's a great roll, actually. It's got a chance to build something.
Okay, so now Max is not going to jump into the middle of an avalanche. Cheeky Boy, I suppose, has to go for the blitz and hope for the best.
Maybe a semi. Well, you mean hit on the 1 and make the 8?
He's got to hit on the 1 and then bring men in. And
that two is just the death knell at the moment.
That's a strong,
very strong. Well, the 6-3 is strong, but I don't know how much time he's got. Pretty bad roll. Well, he's got to come out, I guess, eh? As opposed to 6 down and start the.
I'm actually not sure here. This is interesting.
I think you should come out because it's a 6.
Wow.
Well, the other way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he played right because if he comes to the edge of the prime, then he sees he needs a 6 anyway. So.
Yeah, he played right.
Yeah, it had to be right. It had to be right. You didn't have enough play to play anything else. And being hit on the 2 point isn't as risky as you think because you're still stuck at the back there.
Is this possibly thinking about the yeah, there you go. That play is known as the banana split play. I was certainly considering it.
Is it right? Is it right when you're stuck?
What else?
10-6-8-7 was the move.
Okay. I have a rule, which is that the banana split is never correct in a tournament. It's only correct when nobody is watching. As soon as everyone's watching, then it becomes a blunder.
It's correct if you can gain some traction out of running with the back, but you're still stuck at the back. So I don't see it.
Yeah.
The idea there is to give yourself a bit of tempo to get it to, so that you can get that back to go out.
Still, your odds against to come out immediately. So you just you're not helping yourself there.
I think he was playing for the crowds, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. I thought it was worth thinking about.
Not with the men stuck behind the 5 prime. You know, it's different.
Playing for the crowds, man.
On the edge.
Playing for the crowds, huh? Okay. Well, Max is just cleaning up here. I don't see any reason to stay back. You don't need to play silly buggers. You just bring it home. And Cheeky Boy's things are looking dire. The best he can hope for, I think, is to make some kind of an anchor and then play a deuce point game, maybe.
Yeah, he won't have any board by that time, but yeah, you're right.
Wow, that's a shocker. It's all over by the squealing.
Yeah. No, it's awful now.
What a comeback from Max. I mean, it was was it 9-2?
Yeah.
So,
the guy is a machine, I have to say. I think the correct play here, rather, is to leave the blots to hit aggressively because he's got a 3-point board with
exactly what he
block.
did. Yeah, exactly what he did.
So you don't worry about the Yankee 7, the 1-6
No.
on the roof.
So strong.
You go for
So
it.
strong. You just shut him out.
I think you probably
must
just
hit
go
on
for it.
the one.
Yeah.
You don't want him to anchor.
Absolutely.
It's game over. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, there were some big swings, there's some big games.
This is
quite a few back games.
Yeah, but it's enough to make one want to give a back over if you're sitting in Cheeky Boy's seat.
Yeah.
Rough to come back from 9-2, not to win another game.
So, well, we still don't know what the PR is. So.
I was rather hoping for another match of backgammon to watch, but I think I've got a feeling that Max is going to take the PR here. We'll see. Oh, well, Max isn't so sure. He's not so sure.
As you say, I don't think it was their finest hour, either of them. But
they were difficult games.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Cheeky Boy.
Cheeky Boy won it. So we go 5 points. What's the story now? Do we have a break?
I've got a bit of a lag on my backgammon Galaxy. What's the final outcome there on the PR?
5.09 for Dirk and 6.55 for Max.
Nice.
Yeah. We cross over to the studio for an ad break.
Like I say, the correct strategy, well, I suppose it wouldn't have made a difference here. But Max could have easily just played to lose in that game and taken the PR after that first game, which was a shocker for Cheeky Boy.
Yeah, but look, if you play to lose that game, you still have to play again.
I'm just saying it's a legitimate strategy in this particular format.
Okay. Are they playing immediately?
No word yet.
Okay.
Sure.
My backgammon Galaxy is just hanging, so I can't even see the result. It's very irritating.
Just sent it to the WhatsApp group.
I didn't look at the XG. I was just looking at what did Anna say? Don't say ad break.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. Backgame Enterprises. Yeah. Interesting, eh? Some of those games just blew up in their faces. Okay, quick drinks break. We'll see you back. How long we got, Nick?
5 minutes, I think.
5 minutes. I'll see you now.
Dirk's making a call. Love the commentary.
We're starting to find
difference
out
in
commentary
opinions.
better.
Yeah. Sure. It's great.
It's a lot of fun, I must say. We should do this more often.
Mm.
I imagine
Dirk,
you're having no fun whatsoever. That transcription looks like hell.
It's, it's much easier on grid gammon when you can see them move the actual checkers. But it's kind of like it refreshes and you have to just work out where they've moved, which generally is straightforward. But when there's a double or something,
right?
It almost suggests they rather play it on grid gammon, not in the spirit.
Well, they could just actually listen to you and slow down a little bit. You've given them the casual settings, and they're abusing this privilege. They were thinking about their difficult backgame positions for far longer than they should have. Maybe we should dock them. They both lose.
I think so. Great idea. 1 loss each. Make this a
2 losses each. Come on.
It's only fair for the rest of us.
Every time they took longer than the standard 10 seconds to think about a move,
Yeah, exactly.
they get docked a point.
All right, so Dirk has played the best PR of round 7 with a 509, which, believe it or not, is higher than any other of the rounds.
Really?
Possible. Wow. Yeah. It's the highest, lowest PR of the round, if that makes sense.
The highest, lowest PR. Okay.
Yeah. Round 6 was a 2.88. Round 5, 5.06. So that.
So you don't care about any of the other PRs, so the PR of the 5 points or any of that.
Correct. Yeah. I want to see if I can share my screen, Galaxy alongside G. Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to try to be a little bit more attentive to what's going on in XG so that we can comment on that. You're doing all this hard work and we're not really taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
I assume that, do you think that this transcription thing is like a learned skill, or are you getting better at it?
I think it just doesn't work very well for Galaxy, essentially. I think it would work well for a live game and certainly for Grid Gammon. It's just, but what it does show is just how quickly backgammon can take place on backgammon Galaxy. It's just it just allows for remarkably fast play.
Yeah, because there's no dice rolling and all that kind of thing. So it's just the dice come out and boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't there some kind of animation that they can add in the settings that slows it down, like rolling out or something? I've never played with that stuff.
It might be planned for 2023.
Well, no, it's planned for next month. It's planned for next week.
Originally. It was meant to come out in 1998, actually. That
next week, every week.
It's rolling. It's next week rolling. Yeah, I think actually Dirk had an interesting suggestion, which was to record the match and then transcribe and commentate on its delayed live, so we could actually pause the action, so to speak. What a nice idea.
Okay. Yes, but we're not going to do that now, are we?
We're not going to do that now. We all want to be live in the ring.
Yeah, that's the whole point of live.
Exactly.
Right? It has to be live.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's disturbing.
What do you see? I see the name Matt.
I saw.
Let me try this again. Let's see if I share screen 2. That might be better. See there, can you see 2 screens?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that can work.
Let's try that. Now we've got rounds. So this is a match to 5. All right.
Okay.
Have you got this on your PC, Nick?
Yeah, so if you...
XG.
Yes, it's XG on the PC. Now we should be able to see XG alongside Galaxy. Yeah, it will look better.
So we can just look at your shared screen.
Yeah.
See everything.
So, Clyde, to familiarize yourself, on the left, you should see the XG. Can you just change the settings, Nick, to go to, what is it, options?
Okay, just tell them to wait.
Okay. I just I want to see all the errors. Like I want to see those coming up in green. I think your settings are set to go to settings, and your thresholds. So
Yeah.
you've got a decent threshold there. Okay, maybe it's me. Maybe set the blunder threshold slightly down. I always like this. Yeah, there you go.
6.
That's cooler.
All right.
Well, we should be entertaining the crowd with some kind of background.
Yeah, we should actually. Yeah.
You know,
We'll get better. We'll get better at this, Matt.
Why don't you tell the crowd how you play an opening 5-3?
Well, I'll play it as badly as possible. Then hopefully you'll double me. Yeah. Well, if you want me to tell you, whenever we play, you can nominate my 5-3.
So just for the peanut gallery, Clyde is from the school that likes to play 13-8, 13-10, because he believes the 3-point is too deep. This is, yeah, it's been kind of, let's just say that it's not the preferred bot play.
It's fine. It's not wrong by
leave
that
it there. We'll leave it there.
It's not wrong by that much.
It's wrong by a great deal.
Okay, I prefer to get the cube decisions right. Let's see what, are they starting soon? Waiting.
Well,
anyway, it's interesting to watch these guys. They definitely taking the game to a new level here. But I think tonight we haven't seen their best qualities yet. So hopefully
I think they played very creatively in the last match. It was a very tough match. There was no simple decisions at all. Like it was.
Well, despite Max's strong comeback, I think he made quite a few blunders in a 6-6. There were a couple of blunders in that game, but it went his way, and he fought back. So it wasn't flawless, but yeah, there were blunders both ways.
I think these are not the kind of games that these players who are trained with bots are familiar with, particularly.
Yeah.
So, because the bot tends to avoid these kind of backgame scenarios.
Right, here we have it.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, 6-3. All right, so let's get our bearings. Max is white again, 6-3.
Okay. Clyde, if you get confused, just look on the left, on the right. Look at the blue stuff. Ignore the other stuff.
Okay, I'm just looking at the blue stuff.
It's not that complicated that we're going to make it this time.
All right, let's go. I'm not looking at anything else. All right, good old fashioned
split.
6-3.
That's the standard
6-3
split.
start. And 4-1.
Got to hit and come down.
Hit and come down.
Very standard.
Yeah. No, he went up. No, not a sign of madness to do that. Split while you're on the roof. No, it can't be wrong. Can't be wrong by much.
Am I losing my marbles? Okay, maybe I am.
Well, it didn't look that wrong by much, but it was. Is he going for the blitz now? Yeah. Well.
Let's see there, Matt. The 4-1 was correct, in fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm the one who's going mad.
Apologies,
audience.
Well, the principle would take a risk when he's on the roof. It wasn't. I thought it was 50-50 play. What do you think? Yeah, looks probably a good double with this. So,
yes.
You can wipe.
This looks like a good cube,
right.
And it's a take. I think this is a take.
Well, is that what the XG says?
See?
I don't know.
Well, they both played a perfect game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very, very scary to take that.
Well, it's because of the extra blot, which I only saw at the.
Yeah.
Okay,
massive race lead as well. Okay.
You can't really afford a 4-point loss also in a 5-point match. So you've got to be fairly careful about doing that kind of thing, rather drop.
So you can duplicate 2s here as well as 4s and 5s, but 4 down and 3 up. Or you can go 4 to the 4 point and 3 down and duplicate threes. That might have been a better play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's jumping in and just make the 3 point, I think. No, do you think that was right?
Yes.
Him on the one.
So
Holding the anchor there. Okay.
That's right.
Is it right? Huh?
4-3 was wrong though.
Yeah.
Right.
4-3. Do you duplicate the threes?
Yeah.
Okay. 4-2. Well, with that anchor there, you probably hit on the bar. You probably hit on the bar.
Yeah. Keep your golden anchor and hits on the bar.
Yeah, but the golden anchor doesn't really go with the 1 point somehow. It just doesn't make sense.
Nothing goes to the 1 point.
No, nothing goes with the 1 point. You're right.
Well,
Nice double.
it's a little backgammon reference that Max is making. There's a backgammon author by the name of Chris Bray.
Yeah,
So
I'll
he's
play
making a Bray noise.
Oh, look at these ratings.
Wow, 32. That's the worst Max ever played in his entire life. Can we record this match? Use it as blackmail against him.
Yeah.
I have to
Okay,
just
what's he
look
gonna
back
do
at that
now?
era.
Which it's because these are really short matches.
Have a look.
So it doesn't
It was a
mean
double
anything.
take, that's why. Pass was a huge blunder.
Okay. But it's a fairly meaningless measure when you've only got 3 rolls in the game. So 4-2.
Did you think
Well,
that
he only
was
had
right?
3
to
rolls
rip-
because he passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's such a huge PR. It's far off from Galactic.
It's missing a few cubes here.
So what does he do? I think maybe he wants to.
Yeah. Well, he did probably miss 2 cubes.
Double take and then a double pass, in fact.
Well, this is definitely, he's got to double this, surely.
Now it's less of a cube than it was, but it's still a cube.
Well, he's got two men stuck on the 1 point.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that if it's a cube now, why wasn't it a cube last turn? I don't.
Yeah, it was in fact a double pass last turn.
Yeah. Very strong structure for white here. Surely 2 men down, your priority is to make the 5 or the bar.
Yeah, 2 down, so that you can do
good old 10 point is holding it.
Got to hit loose, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's coming back. Yeah, so you're going to come in on the 1, I guess. You don't want to have all those shots at you. So come in on the 1, and
I agree with that play.
Could come down from the midpoint to put more power on.
I like that play as well. The midpoint would be my play. It's a bit more flexible.
Well, it's a lot more flexible. It's a little bit more risky.
This play looks stiff to me.
It looks very stiff, very scared.
It was right, apparently.
Was it
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it was just too risky to play the other way, to leave the blots.
Okay. Now, what does he do with it? You see, he's got the stiff structure with no flexibility.
Well, now it's got to be 2 men down. You can't leave any shots. It's got to be 2 men down.
Yeah, as much as the 5 point looks
well, it's actually quite flexible. 2 men down. You can't make the 5 point. You can't leave a free shot with Blue's board here. Surely it's got to be 2 men down.
It's not terrible because it's only 1 shot, and he's stuck on the 1 point. You know what I mean?
It's 5-3 as well.
That's right.
I quite
was
like
it right play, huh?
It was right. Look at that. Sure.
The problem is after
Well,
you play.
okay. Now let's look at this play. Okay, did that.
So the bot hates what he did there. So it must have liked.
Well, I was thinking of the other play of slotting the bar loose and making the 2-point, and then putting everything against the 6.
Now what?
Anyway, we've lost. Okay, so what's happening now? Surely you've got to hit with that 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a horrible 1-5 deep coming in right so deep, and
just bring it in.
Well, why don't you hit?
No. We're talking about CHEEKYBOY at this point.
Oh, CHEEKYBOYs, yeah. Okay, so what's he going to do now? Is he going to make the ball?
Look at these PRs. Look at this.
He's going to make the bar now.
Make the bar. Make the bar. This is a prime versus prime position. You've got 3 men on the 1 point. This is absolutely the bar without any question.
He did not.
Yeah,
really?
That's crazy. Especially with 3 men, you have no flexibility.
No, you've got to make the bar there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they smoking crack or something at this time of the evening? They turn into pumpkins.
Cape Town is full of drugs. I'm telling you.
It's possible. It's possible, but they seem to have lost both of them have lost the plot here. Maybe it's the pressure.
Mind you, it isn't cold.
What's he doing?
So much blunder potential.
Got this board wrong here. That's great. I know he's come off the board.
He's on the roof. That's the only difference.
Right. Surely he's got to slot the bar. Is he thinking of the hit on the 2?
Well, I don't understand why you don't just make your beautiful bar.
You know, with three men on the 1 point, it just has to be right to have made the bar.
Yeah, they're making blunder after blunder, but it's the same. Maybe we found a hole in Max's game because he's made this mistake a few times in a row. It's like the only hole that exists, but still, quite good if we could find it, right? He's still not keen to make the. You see, now it's less important to do it because he's got 2 on the roof.
Yeah.
Well,
came back to apologize, as I say. I don't know what will happen to his PR with all of those blunders.
Well, you can see the PR at the bottom left, Clyde.
Oh, I'm not looking there.
It's not looking pretty.
Bring 2 in here from the 7 to the 5.
Sorry, whose role is it? Am I behind the times here?
It's Matt.
He's still on the roof. Oh, he's played double 1. Yeah.
I think he wants to just bring them in at this point.
Yeah, just bring them in.
He doesn't actually want that. That extra. There.
Yeah, one to the 6, 1 to the 5.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because by keeping the 7 points, he's actually increasing his risk. Because if CHEEKYBOY gets in, then that's going to be a liability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You want to get off that bar point. So it's nothing. Well, desperation stakes. Small chance if he gets a 6 out to hold his board.
Yeah, he needs a 6 very urgently.
No, he's surviving.
CHEEKYBOY is surviving. Needs a 6 desperately. And that's a good number for Max.
Yeah.
He just wants to bring them from the back.
Yes and no. Well, the point is if you didn't do that, then you didn't have a 5.
There's no about it. It's only yes in this case.
Okay.
Because the problem is that any 6 or can be awkward. But you want as much flexibility with your numbers as possible.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying the board would have crunched on that 5. Okay, so you let him out with 5s, which would have killed him. But I don't disagree you had to do that. Okay, so suddenly there's a small chance.
Wow, there you go. I thought it's left the shot, but not. No, I think does he come? No,
No, you don't come forward because you,
Not because I thought maybe that would increase your. Okay, fair enough. Okay, here it is, drum roll.
yeah, sad ending.
It is a sad ending. Does he hang around here, Clyde? No, I don't think so.
Well, with 4 men, when you're getting in a money game, it's wrong to wait with an even number of men because
Yeah, but
no,
there's a gammon anyway.
exactly.
So the backgammon doesn't count.
Exactly.
So I think it's correct.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Wow.
Wow, you're incredible.
That's their worst. That's their worst performance, right? The two of them.
Easily.
Is
In
that
3
the worst?
years. In 3 years, easily.
Or potentially ever. Like Max was playing better than this in the womb.
Is it commentator's curse? Is it because of us?
Yeah, that's the pressure. Well, are they going to run it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So what's it now? Three-pointer.
The fact that Max was going to run it means that he's got absolutely no faith in your transcription, Nick. I think it's an insult.
Sure, I had it all right at the end.
So the big thing about that last game was the reluctance to make the bar. I wonder what was going through his mind there.
It's very interesting.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, Nick.
I was just going to say, I think Clyde played that beautifully. I think Clyde could have played the way he was commentating. He would have played Galactic there easily.
Thank you.
Easily.
Yeah, no, look, I don't know. There was something going on in his mind there. I couldn't see what.
Yeah, and sometimes you get that. You get a particular block in your head, and then you play, and you make the same. You know, you get dinged over and over in a particular position because you've just got the wrong idea. There, I think
you refused to make the bar, then by accident he made it the next roll, 3 rolls later. So
he was going for a blitz rather than a prime. I think, you know, in terms of his strategy, but it just wasn't the right idea.
Wasn't the right idea, not with 3 men.
He had a beautiful prime, which was much stronger than his opponents, and that's the way he should have done it. But anyway,
so breaking news. Sorry to interrupt you. Breaking news. Max's analysis has him as the winner, 14.45 to 14.56.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Is he allowed to do that? Are the players allowed to bring in their own software?
Well, I'm happy to drag it in.
Well, there is a slight difference in outcomes between our various XGs. So if it's that close, I'm not quite sure what the protocol is.
I think I'm back on same version as you, and so is Max. But let's see.
But what's weird is that I rolled out one of the games and I got a slightly different outcome to Max. So there seems to be something funny going on there.
And let's have a look. I'm going to run it now, live on Zoom, and Urban wins.
In 1 second, how did that happen? I don't believe that. What kind of rig have you got there? Using like.
Could it be? And I'm not joking, because I was transcribing it. Maybe it's got those moves in its cache. It's got the calculations. Sure. Matt, I think you must also run it.
Have you put it on the WhatsApp group?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just give it a go. One second, I don't believe. There's something fishy going on there.
As long as you don't ask me to run it.
No, we're not going to do that. Don't worry.
Why is there so much discrepancy with the different?
Can't you do a manual rollout like they did in the 70s?
Sure.
While we're waiting.
How many
That's how
games?
Bill Reversi would have done it.
20 games?
Yes. Come on. What is it? It's 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 3. Mine gives it to Urban as well. So there you have it. But mine comes out at 14.25 to 14.53. What was yours? See, they're all different. That's problematic. But they all provide the same outcome.
Yes, same winner.
So
A chance.
it is a bit worrying that we can't correlate our settings. It bothers me. I'm not sure if it's it does a rollout on some of the moves or something like that,
Also
and that's where
wondering
the
that.
difference is.
Yeah. Surely.
Okay, well, I guess Max takes it then.
Yeah.
Well done,
It's like he's
Max.
conceded.
Yeah.
Sure.
It gives us all hope as well when we see two great players having a slightly well, I mean, look, even an off evening for these great players is not an awful evening for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's also something to be said for the pressure when you're playing over the board, so to speak, with commentators, reputation, because
Sure.
these are shockingly high scores. It's hard to understand, really.
Look, in Max's case, I think it was literally just a sequence of the same, like, actually, no, there were some other issues as well, but the main one was actually just that one sequence that he misplayed a couple of moves in a row. Basically, exactly the same idea. Refusing to make that bar point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that game. A couple of errors also with that 6-6 where he got lucky with the game, but should have stayed with a man back.
The truth is also that it's a very short match. You know, there's not enough decisions. So every single mistake you make has a very large weight against the total.
Yes. Absolutely.
Anyway, well done.
For a few cubes, yeah, that were missed. This one I got a double take. This one I got a double pass. Interesting. Early on.
Which one is that?
This is game 3.
Okay. Let me
Screen.
look at the screen again. Okay.
We've got red on roll, 4 away. So it's a double take.
What was the score here?
1-1.
1-1, okay.
And then a move later. So then he fanned, and then a move later. This one was now a double pass. 30% gammons. Interesting. Did then double once Dirk came off the bar to make the 1 point.
Yeah.
He then did double. If she says it's a pass, but Dirk took, which you guys thought could make sense because he had the anchor.
This looks like a take to me. I mean, you've got 31%, and you've got the anchor, and
you've got the
I guess I guess it's the gammons that's which is particularly deadly when you
Right.
four away.
So 20% of the time you lose the match, yeah.
That's
true.
the issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens now is there'll still be a buy in the next round. Or there won't be.
No
Oh,
buy.
it's back to an even number now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see the screen that I've just brought up here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the data. We can actually do the draw now for the next round.
Awesome.
Might as well.
Have we still got an audience, or is everyone buggered off?
Hard to tell. It might just be the three of us, yeah. So who won there? Max ended up winning. So Max is unbeaten. 7 from 7. Just so,
Well,
yeah.
at least they don't have to record that that second match against the PRs.
True. Absolutely. So here are the 6 remaining players. And I have played Dirk. I think Max has played Daron, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to do the draw now. I want to. Okay.
So it sounds like you're going to be playing Max. sorry to.
No. Let's see. So we've got. There's a few ways we can do it. We can generate it and then redo it if there's any issues.
Quickest, right?
It's probably the most fun. Just wondering if there were any other matches between these 6 players.
Dirk is whinging because while he's asking legitimate questions. Let me just see. It's very odd, actually. Dirk's actually got a good point. If you look at the, he's making the point that he seems to have made Urban seems to have made the blunders. He seems to have the equity hit, but he's got a better performance rating. I mean, that must just be the number of decisions, right?
Yeah, maybe if we look at the game summary, I get more information. Session summary, at least. Yeah.
You know, his point is that Urban, you look at the equity loss, much higher. So the only thing that I can think is that he had Max had fewer. Was it more decisions? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, if Max had more decisions, then he could have made more errors. You know what I mean? Like maybe Dirk made one error and then stayed on the roof for the rest of the game. In which case, his one error is his only decision, and that's why do that. It's not really very fair, but that is unfortunately the way it works.
Yeah. You can see here actually from the match summary. Got this window up?
Your window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the checker equity. That this is the big differential here. Surely, this is just 1.3 difference there. Here it's 2.4.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
It's, I'd also be squealing if I'd lost out by like whatever it is, like 0.03.
It's very, very close. Very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Very unfortunate. Look, we've run it now, I guess, on four different XGs.
Yeah, no, he's not saying that he's complaining. He just wants to understand it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at it, Max made the blunders.
Massive.
So he made no blunders.
Yeah.
And he did make more blunders, more checker blunders. Yeah. Total errors.
All right. I'll do the draw. All right, so what I'm going to do with the draw is just randomize them. If I end up playing Dirk or Max ends up playing Daron, then we'll just click it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so it's me versus Dirk, so that's an issue. So we're going to do it again. Max versus Dirk again. That's an issue. Again. Oh, now we've got Daron versus Max. That's an issue. We'll do it again. All right. So unique, I feel. Okay.
Yeah, that looks it.
Yeah, that.
So, by the way, Nick, just as a matter of interest, in a chess tournament with a Swiss, it would be rated. There would be rankings. So, if there was an odd number left, let's say there were 15, then you would go 1 to 8, and then one plays 9, etc. And then the number 8 would actually get the bye.
Right.
But I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Sense.
Just saying that's. But you don't have ratings. Well, you could use Galaxy ratings, I suppose, but you don't.
Yeah, we could have used these PR ratings.
Yeah.
But I think we had to move away from that software, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, 100%. And another principle about doing the draw in the Swiss is you get the bars over with in the first round. So sometimes you could rather have 2 bars, get them out the way, and then get that even number going, Because to have so many bars isn't normally the case. But anyway, it worked out this time.
Sure.
It's fine.
Sure. Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks very much. It was very
great.
entertaining. We can hopefully do it again sometime.
Oh, hold on a second. Max says he's played Honey.
You know what's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah. Thought I got away with it.
This is like that Russian roulette again, that we're loading an extra bullet into the chamber each round.
I know.
Until all rounds are filled. I mean, it's been I think.
Let's see, we've had Daron versus Max. We've had Max versus Dirk. Yeah, so maybe we should have... Oh, let's just keep clicking. I'm just going to click again. Max played Josh. Oh, no, he didn't. That was... Oh, yes, he did play Honey. Okay. Okay, I'm going to click now. Old thumbs, everyone. Oh, Dirk versus Max again. Let's go again. Doron and Max have played. Let's go again. And boom. There it is. Is that right? So it's Mike versus Hani.
It looks right.
Have they played? So. Okay. So just as my sweat dried, I found another bullet in the chamber. So as he's saying.
Yeah, I think you might as well just get it out of the way. I mean, you know.
But to play now while he's a bit rattled. So as he's saying.
That's right. I mean, his form is lousy tonight. Get him right now.
Yeah. The commentators can stay on if you want to play.
You're not going to do the transcription, though.
No. Leave all the technical stuff out.
Yeah.
No, the technical stuff is good.
No, it's good, but we need it to flow. So, got some more exciting games coming up.
Okay, I think I'm going to stop the share. Well done, guys. Okay. That was great.
Thanks, Nick. It was a good experiment. It'd be nice to do it again sometime.
Yeah, it was a great experiment.
Well done. Thanks, Matt. It was fun.
It was indeed. Next time, please get rid of the chessboard. It's just embarrassing.